All right, well, I guess the big news this last weekend is Dak Prescott's injury. Looked kind of gross. Got tackled by Logan Ryan, I believe it was. Fell on that ankle pretty bad. He apparently dislocated it and had a compound fracture. Did you get to see that, or did you not even want to look at it?
I didn't see it live, but I did see it in highlights. Like it was all over social media, and I hate watching those because it's like it's going to be bad, but then you also want to see what the hell happened.
Right, it's
And
like a car crash. Like you can't help but look, but
yeah,
you
it
know it's
sucks. And
bad.
like every time I watch those plays, I'm afraid to walk for like a week because you just feel every single time you feel some sort of pain in your legs, you're like, is it just going to give out on me? So it was really tough. It was gruesome, and I think just tough for Dak Prescott in general. To He took a bet on himself, right, to sign that contract, that franchise tag, and to show that he's going to be the starter, he's going to be the future of the Cowboys, and then something like that happens, and now it's in question. Like, how's he going to come back? We talked about it before in one of our podcasts about the mental aspect of when it comes to injuries. I'm sure his ankle and all that is going to come back full strength physically, but mentally to go out and run again, to throw again, to do all that is going to be a shit show for anybody. And I think it's going to show a lot. I guess what is that? What is that Mamba saying? Minor setback for major comeback. So I guess if as long as he keeps that mentality and he's fine. I mean, he's a professional football player. He's got to this level with the mindset he's had. I'm assuming he's only going to come back and play at where he was at. But anybody going down with that gruesome injury, I can only imagine how afraid they are to run again.
Um,
So
Actually, when he was kind of getting carted off, it really reminded me of Earl Thomas's situation a couple years ago, where the season started off. I mean, Earl Thomas was actually holding out for contract negotiations, kind of similarly. Um, Dak was having contract issues at the beginning of the year before he signed a franchise tag. And then they were both kind of being carted off, except Earl Thomas was flipping off his sidelines while Dak Prescott was kind of holding up his fist. So a little bit different emotionally, but almost kind of, I don't know, brought back memories of that Earl Thomas situation up in Seattle.
yeah, I think in regards to like, is this the last time we see Dak Prescott in a Cowboys uniform? Is this the last time we see him in the NFL? Definitely that. Other than flipping off Pete Carroll, um, different emotions for each player, but I think the same storyline heading into next year. Like, where is it going to be? Is it going to be with the Cowboys? Is he going to be able to play? Is he going to be fully recovered? Tough situation for him for sure. I mean, I can only imagine taking that bet on yourself. And he was putting up a really good season. He was proving that, you know, he's able to win this. Not he wasn't winning a lot, but he's putting up a lot of numbers, and a lot of those losses were because of his defense, things like that. So to bet on yourself and for the first 5 weeks prove that you could be a starter in this league, you can be a franchise guy, or at least go towards that trend, and to have your season cut short by a gruesome injury, that sucks.
Yeah. I think, I mean, not to make light of the situation, but one of the funniest things was like a video replay I saw earlier today where he was just kind of like holding his leg and just like looking at it all kind of disformed. And Tony Romo's just like, you got to hope that's just a cramp or something. Like, there's no way that's a cramp, dude. His ankle is completely twisted out.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but everyone was saying that, and I didn't know what the hell happened. Some people were saying that he said that as he fell down before the thing panned to him. I didn't watch the whole thing, but yeah, that's absurd. Like, I don't know if he was just trying to be like, like, oh, no one look, let's just make sure it's no big deal or something, to try not to make it as gross as it was, or he genuinely didn't see what the hell happened. It was like, ah, it's a foot cramp.
Yeah. I
So
don't know. He's been kind of weird calling games lately. He's kind of fallen off from being that guy that predicted the plays to now just saying like the most random stuff.
yeah, CBS told him tone it down with calling offenses. Or you're not a coordinator guy, just call the goddamn game. Yeah, I don't know. I remember seeing that memes. It was funny. I mean, people were defending Tony Romo, saying when he said it that you couldn't really tell what happened. But watching the play, when he got tackled and flipped over, you could see his foot dangling. I mean, it was fast. It was, he's not looking for that particular, like when people are watching the replay, they're looking for the injury in particular. So he's just, he's calling the play. He doesn't see it. But, I saw that going viral on the internet. Everyone wanted to fucking gut punch him.
But back to Dak's situation. I mean, Andy Dalton took over for that game and brought him back to a victory. And in what limited time he had in there, he looked pretty good. Do you think he can continue that for the rest of the year, or is it just kind of a change of quarterback situation where the defense wasn't ready? I mean, it was the Giants after all. It's not really anything special. Do you think Andy Dalton can keep this team competitive or maybe even be better than what Dak's been putting out?
I don't think he's going to be better than Dak and what Dak was able to do for the first 5 weeks. I think he'll keep them competitive, but I don't think he's going to push them to the playoffs or anything by any means. I think for this Sunday at least, it was the classic guy coming in after an injury, don't know what to do with, don't know his tendencies, don't know what he's going to play. It's against the Giants, and he was able to excel. Granted, some incredible catches by Michael Gallup. So I think that he'll keep him competitive. He's not an awful backup quarterback. He's not a guy you can't win with. But I don't think he's going to push him to the playoffs by any means. But I don't know. Maybe he'll surprise people.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to ask, but you kind of already answered that, saying that he's not going to be that guy. But is there ever a scenario where Dalton could be the future and Dak actually does not come back to Dallas?
Yeah, the only scenario I see that happening is if Andy Dalton pulls out that red rifle and starts kicking the shit out of people. But I think that's far-fetched from what he's done previously. Also, I mean, with the Bengals, he did not have any weapons around him to, succeed other than like his first couple of years when he came to the NFL. So he has a lot more weapons, than he did in Cincinnati. His line's a little shaken up because they had a lot of injuries there. The only way I see him coming back and being the guy is if this year he leads them to the Super Bowl or leads them to the playoffs and puts up big numbers. But I don't see it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, even the Cowboys, Jerry Jones in the front office said they're kind of invested in Dak and they're going to do everything they can to bring him back. But I don't know. You can never really trust Jerry Jones. He's always scheming something.
Oh, yeah, Jerry Jones is definitely in
Thank you for listening in to this clip of the Moose Bros podcast. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment below, and subscribe to this channel to see more clips just like this one. If you want to listen to the whole podcast, you can find us at Spotify or Apple Podcasts under Moose Bros Sports.